I've always been invisible. Ever since I was a kid, I was the one everyone forgot to bring with them on family trips or school outings. When Mom and Dad would order food for dinner, a lot of the time they'd forget about ordering for me. One time when we all went to the zoo, Dad even forgot that he had a fifth child. I wandered the zoo looking for my family until it closed. If I hadn't gotten on the news, my family would never have remembered that they left me there. My name's Adam, and growing up, I never had the same kind of attention that my brothers got. Ben, Kingsley, Chad, and Duke all had girlfriends by the time they were 12. I hadn't even talked to a girl yet when Ben got married. I was 14 then. I'd only ever been on a date with one girl. Her name was Emma, and she only went because her friend was my best friend Luke's girlfriend. The date was a disaster. I was 30 minutes late because my car broke down, and when I found someone who'd let me hitchhike, the guy stopped at like 40 different places. Of course, I couldn't complain because he was already doing me a massive favor, but then when I got to the date, I realized that the guy had stolen my wallet. So now, not only was I late to meet Emma, she also had to pay for dinner. I was so sure she'd dump me on the spot. Instead, she laughed. You're a disaster. I know, I'm really sorry. I promise I'll make it up, and I like that. I have 4 brothers, and they're all pretty impressive. One graduated from Yale, the other one from Harvard. The other 2 were high-powered lawyers working at a top firm in Manhattan. So imagine how insecure I was when I had to introduce Emma to them. I felt like my girlfriend had chosen the wrong brother. Stop it. You're so not the worst brother. Who would you say is? Probably Chad. He picks his nose in public, eats with his mouth open, and he thinks he's so hot even though he's got one lazy eye. Okay, geez. So you really think I'm not so bad compared to my brothers? Oh, please. You're the best of them. I just don't like it when you put yourself down like that. You should have more confidence. I tried for her. I built myself up. But one day, I caught my girlfriend kissing my brother Chad. Neither of them even tried to apologize. I was devastated. I never dated again after that. I poured my heart and soul into work. Every time Luke would ask me out or put me on a blind date, I chose to stay late at work instead. I became known as the office nerd. I fixed everyone's problems. I started as an IT guy there with my best friend. But pretty soon, thanks to my dedication, I got promoted to being head of IT. But Luke became pretty worried for me. I got home one day and found him gaming on the couch, and when he saw me, he had a concerned look on his face. Bro, you don't look well. It's the 3rd day in a row that you've come home this late. You doing okay? Okay, Mom. You don't have to look so concerned. I'm just saying. You wake up at 5, go to work, come home late, then back to work again. As your roommate and only friend, I'd like to see you enjoying life a bit, you know? Well, don't try and set me up again. We know how that last one went. Luke grew quiet, and he didn't try to broach the subject again. He was right, though. I didn't do much aside from sleep and work, but I didn't really have many people to do things with. I found it hard to make friends. Even the people at work didn't really talk to me, probably because I had a habit of only looking down. I found it awkward talking to people. Eye contact just freaks me out, and it didn't help that people thought I was weird because I barely spoke. I thought Luke had dropped the subject of me dating again, until one day I got a notification just as I was about to fall asleep. I didn't recognize the icon. Swindler? What's that? I felt my heart skip a beat. What the heck? Why do I even have this app on my phone? And who is this woman who sent me a random message? I clicked on her profile photo, and there I was, face to face with a beautiful woman who seemed to be very interested in me. And then I recognized her. It was Sally from accounting. Why would she be messaging me like this? Every time she asked me to fix her printer, she never even looked at me, and I seem to remember she was quite annoyed at me last time. I was properly taken aback. Sally and I flirted back and forth for hours. I missed my 3 alarms in the morning because I stayed up so late. I rushed into work, eager to find out if any of what happened the night before was real. But when I got there, Sally barely glanced in my direction, and so I decided it was probably someone just trolling me. I went about my work and shrugged it off. But late that night, while I was finishing on the maintenance of some servers, my phone started blowing up. 1, 10, 15 notifications. And when I opened them all up, they each showed girls from our company. I ignored them, thinking the prank had gone on long enough. I mean, surely it was all a joke, right? Why would any of these beautiful women really be matching with me? And the biggest shocker of all, my boss messaged me too. I tried to shake it off. I told myself someone was creating all these fake profiles. But why? I rushed back home and confronted my best friend. It was you, wasn't it? Me? What? You downloaded some stupid app and you're using it to troll me. All these fake profiles. Why would you do that? What? What do you mean? Here, I told you I don't want to date or go out with anyone. Whatever you do, you can't prank me into going out. Bro, why would I troll you? I just downloaded the app on your phone. Thought you could use a bit of a pick-me-up. That's all I did. All those messages you're getting, they're not for me. Are you for real? I could barely sleep. What if those were the real people from work? What if Luke was telling the truth? But how? Why? Why would they even want to talk to me? And yet at work, they barely give me the time of day. I dreaded going in on the next day. But as soon as I walked in, the atmosphere changed. Every girl in there was looking at me strangely. The receptionist even winked at me, and then my boss's door swung open. Adam, in my office, now. I walked slowly. I don't know why, but I was nervous. Did she mean what she said in the app? Was that even her? I took a gulp of air and entered my boss's office. Shut the door. I did. And as soon as I did, my boss jumped me. She pinned me against the door and kissed me. I couldn't help but be shocked. My eyes were wide open, trying to make sense of what was happening. I've always wanted to do that, ever since your first day here. What? You probably never notice because you walk around with your eyes glued to the floor. But you fix our problems. You get everyone coffee. You're so kind and nice. Every single girl here wants you. We just could never find the time to confess. You're always so busy tinkering with your stuff. But the moment I saw you on Swindler, I knew I had to make my move, and I had to make sure I got to you first. But you're married, boss. And so is everyone else in here, except for you. You want me to leave my husband? No. Oh, you want to be my dirty little secret. I like that. No! What is it then? Come with me. I'll take you to my husband. He won't mind. And all these other women here who are thirsty for you, I'm pretty sure they'll drop everything for you. Sweat began to run down my forehead. What is happening? Is this real life? I'd only ever been with one girl, and now this? It's been years since I've been with a girl. Now I had 30 of them interested in me. My boss dragged me out of her office. Come, girls, all of you, take the day off. We're all taking Adam out on a date. I looked at Luke in panic. Go, have fun. All the girls jumped in glee and they all followed us out. My boss locked elbows with me and Sally from accounting took my other side. All around us, girls were excitedly walking down the road. One grabbed a bunch of flowers from a vendor and handed it to me. Another began feeding me ice cream as I walked. I was still so confused and could hardly believe it all when we passed by my 3 brothers who were having lunch outside a cafe. When I passed by with all the girls trailing behind me, they stood up, shock and envy in their eyes as their jaws dropped. None of them ever thought I could pull one girl, much less 30. And you know what the most satisfying thing was? Emma was right there with Chad, just as surprised that the guy she threw away was now the most desirable of all.